Hi, welcome. It's Fliss from Hands to Heart Yoga. Some of you may know me from coming into the school and doing some sessions there with teachers and students. How are you all doing? I know this is quite strange for me as an adult. I've found the last week quite strange, quite different. I'm quite a sociable person and like to meet up with my friends and just call around for a cup of tea. And the same for you guys. It must be really hard not to just meet up with your mates, maybe hang out at the park, catch the bus into town. Just that sense of connection with your friends. And this is something that we're all really not used to, especially if you're quite sociable. And even if you're not quite sociable, having those routines of going to school and having people there to support you through teachers, through friendships. Maybe things are quite hard at home to do with parents working and not working and those sorts of things. So these times are new, they're new for us all. But there's also time where we can actually sort of reflect, and by that I mean that we can just start to get to know ourselves a bit more. Okay, we can start to understand the things around us that we need and the things around us that we really don't. I'm not saying they're not good for us, but they're things that we can actually live without. We depend on quite a lot, but during these times we realise that we can actually live without those things. So I'm just going to go through quite a short practice today. We're going to just do a breathing practice together to settle in, okay? And I'd like you to be able to come back to this video and do it as many times as you want. Maybe just use it as a check-in each day. I'm planning on doing some more and sending them through so that you guys can have a bit more access to these videos, just for our physical health, but really for our mental health and our emotional health. We need to look after each other. So you guys are probably far better than me at technology, so this is all a little bit new for me. And if there are any people who do seem to be a little bit more clued up on this, then it'd be amazing if you were able to just let me know anything else I can do. But for now, let's just settle in. So bringing your hands to rest on your knees, and if coming down to a cross-legged position isn't comfortable for you, then you can do this sat in a chair or lying down. Just come to a place where you can rest, where you can gently close your eyes and just connect back to yourself, back to your breath. So there's no need to change your breathing at all. Just notice your breath coming in and notice your breath going out. With each inhale, we start to just sit a little bit taller. With each exhale, we soften through the face, through the shoulders. Find that ease in the body. Breathing in, creating that length. Breathing out, finding that softness. And if you're able to, start to take that breath in and out through your nose. One more breath here. And then on an exhale, just dropping your chin to your chest. This is just a little bow to yourself, bringing the hands to your heart. Just acknowledging yourself where you are today, how you're feeling today. Any emotions that come up, they're okay, they're welcome. We're all in this together. But if you feel you need a little bit more, then reach out to somebody. We can still talk, we can still share and express those feelings through social media, through Skype, through Zoom. Find a connection, reach out to somebody. On your next breath in, slowly lifting your head up to center. Bringing your hands to just rest at your forehead in the space in between the eyebrows, the thumbs. Just gently push the thumbs into the head here. Just allowing ourselves to just have a little bit more focus, a bit more strength. Slowly open your eyes. Exhale, bring your hands down by your side. Planting your right hand down, inhale, reach your left arm up. Take that length. So really reaching with that left hand. Have a soft bend in this right elbow as we start to reach over. Just gently getting some movement here. And then we're going to go over to the other side. So inhale, reach, and then just switch, like you're windmilling, your hands from one side to the other. Finding that length here. Find a little bit of movement that works for you. And then inhale, come up. This time the right hand's going to come all the way behind you. Left hand comes on the outside of the right knee. Roll the shoulders open. And just gently looking out towards the side. I'm just going to move this way just so you can see. So we're just here rolling this right shoulder back, opening up through the chest. And then maybe you can look back towards the right shoulder. Taking a full breath here. Some gentle movement if you need it. On your next exhale, release. Inhale, reach those arms back up. Exhale, going to the other side. So right hand on the outside of the left knee. Roll the left shoulder open and just start to reach back here. Again, just to demonstrate in this position. Try and keep that length through the spine, just gently twisting around. Find some softness, find some ease in the body. Use those exhales to relax, to ground down. Inhale, hands come back up to center. From here, reaching those hands up. Exhale, just allow your hands to fold forward. So bringing you're folding forward through your waist. You're reaching your hands forward as far as they go, but keeping the hips rooted. And then just relax the head down. So maybe your forearms come to the ground. Maybe you're in this position. Maybe you've got the fingertips just slightly out in front and you're here. Dropping the head, feeling that stretch. Taking another breath here. Gentle movement through the neck if you need it. Inhale, rolling those shoulders back, coming up into a seat. From here, just allow your left leg to go long. Your right leg, just keep it in, your foot towards the inside of your left thigh. And again, if you need to move anything out the way so you can feel your sits bones, okay? Bottom of your pelvis here, just so you can feel that connection with the ground. Left toes start to bring them towards the face, so we're building a bit of strength in the leg. From here, your left hand is just going to gently flow down towards your left foot. If you're able to hold on to your left foot, then do. Okay, if not, maybe it's your calf, your shin, wherever you are. Take that stretch first. And then reach your right arm up, maybe up towards the ceiling. Maybe you can take that right hand all the way over to the left hand, the left foot, the left shin. Maybe it's on your thigh. Maybe it's just gently wrapped around your belly. taking a breath here. Inhale, slowly coming up. Exhale to switch. Inhale, take that length. Exhale, right hand goes down your right leg. Bringing your right hand to your foot, to the outside of your foot, maybe your ankle. Just find somewhere where you can rest. Active through this right leg. Inhale, reaching up. And maybe this left hand, comes up and over. Gazing up underneath. Maybe you're here in this forward fold over the right leg. So you decide what works for you. Breathing into this left side of the body. All the way from the hip up towards the armpit. Take that full length, that full breath. Inhale, coming back up. From here, just allow your legs to go as wide as comfortable for you. Flexing through the toes. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, slowly, a bit like a cat, walk your hands forward. As far forward as is comfortable. Okay, so if you're doing this first thing in the morning, you might be really tight in the inner thighs. So just come as far as you can. And then exhale, soften. Maybe your forearms come down to the floor. Maybe your head comes down to the floor. I know that some of you are super flexible. Some of you who do lots and lots of sport and activity, this can be really tight in the legs, and you might actually be here. Maybe your legs are a bit closer together. Okay, so just notice where you are. You don't need to cast any judgment on where you are, okay? It's fine where we are today. Just accept that. Breathe into those tight areas. So when you exhale, just imagine that they're softening, almost like they're melting like butter. And then inhale, coming all the way back up. Okay, from here, we're going to make our way over onto all fours. Just going to remove my socks and remove my carding. Okay, so from here, come over onto all fours. Have your palms situated on the floor underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Push away from the floor. Okay, so we have this activation, this navel up towards the spine. We're going to start to build a little bit of heat here. Excuse me. First of all, just a bit of spinal movement. Okay, so from here, inhale, allow the belly to sort of drop down towards the earth. Roll the shoulders back, your gaze comes forward. This is our cow pose, sorry. Curl your toes under here. On an exhale, come onto the top of your feet and roll through your spine, chin tucks into your chest, push away. Inhale again, curl those toes under, look forward into our cow pose, dropping the tummy. Exhale, push away, chin comes into chest, come onto the top of the feet, rounding through into cat. 3 more, curl the toes, inhale cow. Exhale cat. Move with your breath, inhaling and exhaling. This just allows our spine to get the movement through a back bend, gentle back bend, and then rolling it through into like our forward fold here. This time inhale into our cow pose, keeping the toes curled under. Exhale, pushing away with the hands, away with the knees. You're going to start to lift the knees. So you're going to hover the knees off the ground. Again, push away through the hands. Gaze is down in between the thumbs. So we're not crunching through the neck. We're not looking forward. We're just keeping that gaze down. Take one more breath. Exhale, lower the knees. Come onto the top of the feet. And then just gently shifting the hips back. From here, I want you to reach your hands wide, wider than your mat if you have one. If you don't, you're doing this on carpet. Just allow your hands to be wider, dropping your head in between the upper arms. Active through the hands. So the arms are lifted, the hands are planted. Take another breath here. Inhale, look forward, bring the hands back. Curl the toes under. Inhale, lift those hips. So you're going to lift the hips high. And then on an exhale, start to root your heels down towards the floor. They don't have to touch the floor at all. Maybe your knees are really bent here. Okay, again, if you do lots of sport, not used to stretching through the legs quite so much, they can feel quite tight in the hamstrings, so bend the knees. The knees allows you to have a little bit more space in the lower back and a little bit more ease on those hamstrings. Maybe you start to walk the feet here. We call this walking the dog, okay? So just getting a little bit of movement. Lovely. And then settle into downward dog. Take a breath. Maybe some movement in the neck. On your next inhale, you're going to come forward into plank. If a full plank isn't available to you today, come into a kneeling plank, okay? You're then going to exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Instead of elbows coming out like a push-up, elbows come behind you, all the way down. Come onto the top of the feet. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, cobra. Exhale, rolling back down. Bring your hands out wide, tenting through the fingers now. So you're on the fingertips. Inhale, roll the shoulders back again, just gazing forwards. Exhale, coming back down. One more. Inhale, hands can be placed in whichever one you prefer. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale, either pushing back through knees or pushing all the way back through plank, and then downward dog. Take a breath. Feel some ease, some softness in the body. So you want to imagine that you're pushing your hands away from each other. You can really feel your palms, your fingertips on the floor, all the way from the hands, all the way to the heels. So you imagine that energy traveling up to the hips and then back down towards the heels. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. Exhale, lower the knees down to the floor. Bringing your hands back underneath, coming back to a tabletop position. From here, sending your left foot away from you. Toes start to turn down towards the floor, so sometimes we'll turn the foot out. We want the toes turned down, so the pinky toes down towards the ground. Navel draws in. So you'll notice that I quite often have this sort of drop down through my back, so I have to consciously sort of push away. Navel draws in through the spine here. Inhale to create that length. Exhale, bringing left knee all the way in towards your nose. Imagine you're coming back to this cat pose. Inhale, take that length, reaching back through that left leg. Exhale, bringing left knee in towards the nose. Inhale again, take that length. Exhale, knee in towards the nose, and then step this left foot up in between your hands. Get a little bit of movement here. Keep those back toes curled under for now. And then I want you to inhale and bring your hands to rest on this left thigh, and then push away to bring yourself up just a little bit taller. Roll the shoulders back. I'm just going to take another layer off. It's quite warm in here today, especially with the sun shining. So from here, push away. Find that foundation. If you are finding that you're a little bit wobbly, you can come onto the top of the foot now. It's entirely up to you. Dropping the hands down. Inhale, just reach those hands up. Navel draws in. Take a full breath here. Inhale, maybe looking up towards the thumbs. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Imagine that you're painting a wall with your hands as they come all the way down, framing that foot. From here, curl the toes under of that back leg again, lift that back knee, and then step your left foot back into our downward dog. From here, you're going to shift forward again, either to knees or full plank. Shifting your weight forward, exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale, roll those shoulders back. Exhale, rolling back down. Inhale, push up to plank, and then downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Really breathe in through the nose. And maybe you poke your tongue out this time as you breathe out. We call that lion's breath. It's a really good one to focus the mind, to take a bit of ease out of the body. From here, exhale, lower the knees back down towards the floor. We're going to go on to the other side now. So again, push away with the hands. Curl the toes under of that left foot just for a moment. Send the right leg behind you. Imagine that you're pushing that right foot into a wall. So we're not sort of pointing through the foot. The foot is flexed, a bit like if you were stood on that leg. Again, push away, navel draws in. Inhale to create that length. Exhale, bringing that right knee in towards the nose, curling up into our cat. Inhale, taking length. Exhale to round. Inhale, taking length. Exhale to round. Inhale again, take that length. Maybe this time you can gaze forward slightly, coming into a little bit of a back bend. And then exhale, rounding through into our cat. Right knee comes in towards the nose, and then step that right foot up in between your hands. Again, you can keep this back foot, the toes curled under, or come onto the top of the foot, entirely up to you. And then from here, inhale, come up. Push your hands on your right thigh to push you up. Just have that connection. Navel draws in. Roll the shoulders back. Have a bit of ease here. Feel free to come onto the top of that foot if you want to. Inhale, reach those arms up. Take that length. Maybe the pinky fingers start to turn in towards each other. Just that little bit of a wrap with the shoulder blades there. Take another breath. So you are strong. You can find this groundedness, this root through the legs, through the feet. You're pushing down through those feet. Your upper body has this lightness about it. Take another breath. Exhale, bring your hands down, frame that foot. Step your right foot back again to meet the left, coming back into our down dog. This is called a vinyasa, so we're going to shift forward like we've done before, either in plank or kneeling plank, lower all the way down. Inhale into cobra. Exhale back down. Inhale, pushing all the way up and back. Downward dog. Take a breath here. Exhale fully. Again, that lion's breath. Breathe in through the nose. Poking your tongue out. Exhale to release. Bend the knees. Look forward towards the front. Either take a small walk to the front, a couple of steps, or maybe on an exhale you decide to jump. Forward fold. Inhale, allow your hands to trace all the way up to your thighs. Roll your shoulders back, navel draws in, halfway lift. Exhale, folding back down. Inhale, reach your hands left to right, all the way up. Palms come to touch above the head. Exhale, hands to heart. Excuse me. Stand here for a moment. Take a breath. Maybe you can feel your thumbs or your heart beating against your thumbs. So I do apologise. I think the video sort of cuts my head off slightly here. Exhale, release your hands down. From here, just allow your feet to come a little bit wider on your mat. And bringing your hands to your hips. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. On an exhale, start to lead with your chest, coming forward. Coming into our wide-legged halfway fold here. So just pause, gazing down towards the mat, and then maybe you can exhale, release your hands, release your head. Just gently easing here in a wide-legged forward fold. So this is brilliant for calming the mind, for just taking a moment of ease. Take another breath. Right hand frames the face. So imagine you're staring at your right hand. You're bringing your right hand underneath your face. So you're like creating a tripod. Inhale, reach your left hand all the way up towards the ceiling, and maybe your gaze follows it. If that's too much in the neck, keep the gaze out towards the side or down towards the hand on the floor. Inhale here. Exhale, left hand comes down, replaces the right hand. Inhale, repeat on the other side. You're going to do that one more time on each side. So exhale, release. Inhale to reach. Exhale, release. Inhale to reach. This time you're going to exhale, release. Right hand's going to come all the way over to the outside of the left ankle now, and then inhale, take that reach. Take a breath here. Exhale fully. Inhale again. Exhale, swing your arms around to the other side. So left hand comes over to the outside of the right foot. Inhale, take the right arm up. Take a full breath. Inhale. Exhale, release both hands. Bringing the hands to the floor, heel, toe the feet in, just so they're hip width apart, and then the toes turn out and the heels are in. You're going to inhale, look forward. So if it's a case that your hands don't come to the floor here, you can look forward like this. Exhale to fold. Inhale, you're going to drop your hips down and bring your hands to your heart. Maybe you can come into Malasana, our yogic squat. If you're in this position, pushing your knees in towards your elbows and your elbows pushing your knees back. Sitting up nice and tall, so we're not sort of leaning here, we're trying to sit back a little bit. If you're on your toes, sometimes it's this position, we can't quite get our heels down, that's fine. Okay, maybe you're a little bit higher and you're in this position. Okay, so just meet me where you're at today. Close your eyes briefly. This pose can be really powerful. It's that connection, that root, that real groundedness. It's strong. And just so you know that we're all in this together. We're all here for you if you need us. But starting to have a yoga practice is really beneficial for you, just to move the body, to notice the breath, just to find some time to ease the mind and connect back to yourself. From here, bringing your hands down. Inhale, lift those hips high. Exhale, heel toe those feet in. And then slowly bend the knees. And we're just going to come into a little bit of a toe balance. So I've got my heels lifted. Okay, my heels are lifted. And we're just going to now bring our hands to our heart. Roll the shoulders back. Zipping everything in. So bringing the knees towards each other, sitting up nice and tall. From here, I'm going to show you from this side. Have a little bit of a play here, making sure you've got nothing behind you that you can hit your head on. Trust yourself. Inhale. And then exhale, rolling back. Reaching the legs up. And then bringing your hands behind your thighs. Just give your feet a little bit of a wiggle. And then exhale, bringing your feet down to the ground. Allow your feet to come as wide as your mat. Again, if you don't have a mat, just allow your feet to be wider than hip width. And you're just going to allow your knees to go to one side, back to center, exhale knees to the other side. So you're just getting some gentle movement in here through the legs, a little bit of a twist. And then slowly coming back. Walk the feet in again so they're hip width apart. Walk your feet back so your heels are as close to your bottom as possible, and then bring your hands down by your side. Find your shoulder blades underneath you. So sometimes we have to push into the back of our head a bit just so we can bring our shoulders under, then replant. This is our foundation. On an inhale, start to roll through your spine so you start to lift up through your pelvis, coming into our bridge pose. I want you to imagine that you're trying to get the back of your thighs towards the back of your knees and your shins towards the front of the mat. You can stay here lifted, okay, with your hands, palms on the floor, or maybe you decide to walk your shoulders underneath and interlace your hands, push those hands in, lifting the hips up. Take a breath here in our bridge pose. Try and keep your neck straight. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Chest comes towards the chin and the chin opens up slightly. Exhale, release your hands. Release your hips all the way down. Last time here, we're going to inhale, lift the hips, lift the hands and reach your arms all the way back behind you, just coming into this full stretch here in bridge. Exhale, release. From here, slowly bringing your knees into your chest, hugging your knees in. So we came into a back bend with our bridge pose. It's a nice, gentle back bend. And then we like to take the back in the other direction, just to soften. So bringing the knees in, you can rock the knees from side to side. Maybe you can bring your hands to the outside of your feet, if you're able to bring your knees right in. And then maybe you can lift up, push your hands into your feet, and push your feet into your hands, just gazing between the knees. Take a full breath here. Exhale, soften. Slowly bring your feet to the ground. Now you can stay here with your legs bent. If you want to keep your legs bent, again, walk your feet a little bit wider and then allow your knees to drop in. Or maybe you take the full Savasana pose, corpse pose. So legs long, arms out wide, palms facing up. Take up space here. And then just notice. So as you lie here, these bits are really important. These moments of stillness. So reconnecting back to your breath. Your breath keeps you in this moment now, this present moment. There's no breath from the past or the future. We only have the breath that we breathe in now. So as you breathe in, feel your tummy expand. Feel your belly rise, all the way up towards your chest, into your throat. Exhale, allow everything to soften, everything relaxes, compresses back. Inhale again. Full breath. Exhale, release. Keep that going, allowing the body to soften. So if you need a bit of movement in the feet, just allow some movement and then allow them to soften. You can imagine the breath that your belly is like a balloon. And as you're inhaling, that balloon is getting bigger and bigger, it's inflating. And as you exhale, that balloon slowly releases that air. Continue that. If the mind starts to wander, bring it back to your breath, back to your breathing. Here we will stay for a few minutes, just connecting back to ourselves. Gently start to get some movement back into the body by wiggling the toes and the fingertips. You can keep your eyes closed for a moment. Just notice how this feels as you bring yourself back into your space around you. How does your body feel? How does your mind feel? Just acknowledge without any judgment. Sometimes these pauses where we lie down can actually be quite emotional. They can tap into different emotions that perhaps we didn't know were there, that were sort of lying low. And sometimes when we pause, they come up. So do feel free if there is anything that comes up for you, sometimes writing these down. Okay, really good for your literacy work, but also that journaling for yourself, okay, for your mindfulness. To be able to just write down any emotions, any feelings that come up, even the hard stuff, okay, maybe areas that you felt tight in your body. So wherever you are, if you're still lying down, just take a full body stretch. If you've already rolled over and come to seated, you can reach your hands up above your head. Just take that stretch, take that length. And then exhale, release, soften everything. Wherever you are, slowly coming back into a seated position with your legs crossed, hands resting gently on your knees or in your lap. And just close your eyes just for a moment. Just use this brief pause here to give yourself thanks for the amazing person that you are. And knowing that we are all together, we're all possibly experiencing the same things, but we're all going through the same thing. The uncertainty, not sure what's next. But But what you do know is that you have yourself, you have your family, your teachers, your friends that you can connect with. So use them. And as I said, journaling, writing, art, drawing, those things are a really good way to just release and let go. Take another moment here, breathing in, breathing out. Bringing your hands to your heart, always having kind and loving intentions. Hands to your mouth for kind and loving words. And hands to your forehead for kind and loving thoughts to yourself, to those around you, and the rest of the world. Namaste. If you're on YouTube at all, you can check out my channel on there called Hands to Heart Yoga, where this video will also be put on there, but there's some other yoga videos that you can also do. And I'm planning to try and get at least a video done every week for you guys, but hopefully more, which I will talk to the school and find a way that we can get these to you. Okay, stay cool, look after yourselves, drink plenty of water, eat healthily, find a way to exercise, and be thankful. See you soon.